All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadosh. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadosh. Okay. I feel weird still walking. Hold up. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadosh. Okay. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadosh. Okay. Do it right. But just a quick little testimony, man. I'm doing a little walk and talk right now. If you can see, if I can switch the camera. Doing a little walk and talk. I want to talk about this dream. I just read this article about how like a man in a clown face or some kind of clown suits ran up in a Dairy Queen or something. Some kind of Trump supporter or whatever. Ran in the Dairy Queen. And they said he ran in there and did something. I don't know. But it was an article, you know what I'm saying? I just seen the article, you know what I'm saying? But he ran in there with a clown face on. And just a few weeks ago, I had a dream, right? And it was before this Chicago thing when everybody, you know, all the brotherhoods making videos about purge. Well, in that movie, you see a bunch of clown faces and stuff, right? I tell you, no lie, man. I had a dream that these clowns stopped the highway. You know, it was like, and they had guns and they were shooting people up. But I'll start from the beginning of the dream, as much as I can remember. You know, it was, and I think that dream led into another dream. You know what I'm saying? But it's a beautiful day out here, man. But that purge spirit is in the air, especially after, you know, places Illinois announced how they was changing the laws on cashless bond or something like that. You know, they're not going to be arresting people, or they're not going to be able to hold people who committed second-degree murder or aggravated assault or kidnapping. They're not going to be able to hold them, so they're going to be in the streets. You know, and that purge spirit's in the air. So let me slow down a little bit. But I had this dream, right? And it was me and my daughter. And we was like in this building. We was like in this hotel building or something, and we was with somebody. I think I was visiting them. Either it was a hotel or it was an apartment or something, but I remember getting a cab, right? And I got a cab, and I was in the cab, right? You know, and I needed to go across this bridge, across town, and there was a Chinese lady, right? A Chinese lady was driving the cab. It was a yellow cab. It was like one of them old cabs. It was weird. It wasn't an Uber. It was a cab. I remember seeing the yellow thing at the top of the cab, you know, the little yellow sign, right? Whatever. But, yeah, I remember being in the cab, and I remember me and the lady, I was sitting in the very back, and she was in the front. It was a Chinese lady. Chinese or Japanese or whatever. But I remember seeing these cars. They were all stopped ahead of us, and there was a bunch of commotion going on ahead of us. And I remember these huge semi trucks, you know, they were stopped. Oh, they were stopped. Salakia, that lady just scared the crap out of me. They were stopped, and there was people on top of them. And as you got closer, you seen that they had like clown faces. They had guns. And one of them stopped the car, you know, as we were slowing down. They stopped the car. They had a gun or whatever. And as to my right, I can remember looking out the back seat, right? There was like two dudes. They had clown faces. They were standing on top of this 18-wheeler, man. You know, the doors of the 18-wheeler were open. I mean, I think I seen people on the ground. And, you know, all the traffic was being stopped. and they hit the car. You know, they told the lady to stop. And they told her to stop, right? And she wouldn't. You know, she wasn't trying to stop, but they made her stop, right? They made her stop, okay? They made her stop, and I'm doing a little walk right here. But they made her stop, man, and they pointed the guns in there, and they just started shooting up the car, man. Okay? They just started shooting up the car, and luckily, you know, I was in the very back, and I got down. Hello, how you doing? Luckily, I was in the back, and I got down, and what's up, buddies? And I got down, man, and it's like I got up under this department or something. It's like the seat in the back like opened up, and I was able to get into like the back trunk or something, man. It was weird. I was able to escape, you know, through the mercies of the Lord. But I remember hearing those gunshots, and I remember those clown faces, man. Every one of those dudes, it was probably like 10 dudes. They were standing around cars. They had guns. You know, I'm talking about big guns, man. And I remember, you know, getting out the way. As soon as he pointed the gun at the lady, he pointed it through the window, because she acted like she wasn't going to stop because she was scared. And then he started shooting through the car. By the time he was shooting through the car, I was already ducking down up under her seat, my seats. I know that I got into the trunk somehow. I just know that because I can hear the shots, you know, like AK rounds going off. And that's when I woke up, you know. But that was like, that dream happened like probably about 2 months ago. And it was weird, man. And then all of a sudden they talking about Purge. All the brotherhood spitting videos of Purge up. You know, purge this and purge that. They keep on showing those clown faces. And every time I see those clown faces on those videos, I keep thinking about that dream I had of those clowns. You know, they were shooting shit up on the highway. They shut down. We were going across the bridge, and there were semis shut down. People standing on top of the semis. You know, clowns standing on top of the semis. All of them had guns. And I don't know what they were doing, you know, before we got there. But when we got there, we understood that they were, you know, killing people, man. Like a purge event. I'd like to stay right here for a little bit. Just a little bit of, I'm in the trailer right now. But it was like a purge event, man. And, you know, nobody got out of there, you know. I think I was the only one maybe that got out of there. I don't know, because I just woke up. You know, it's like blurry. It's like I remember just a little bit more of the dream, kind of. You know, it's like I made it back to my daughter or something somehow. But the apartments was different. The building was different. But I remember those people shooting shit up, man. And you never know, like things like that could happen soon, man. We living in that time. This stuff is about to get deep. It's about to get real hectic out here. It's about to get real deep out here, man. You know, it's about to get real hectic out here. And it's a high time to wake up out of sleep, man. It's a high time to wake up out of sleep, because things are getting hectic. Things are getting hard. Things are about to get really rough for people, man. You know, what's that? Sedition among men. You know, there's going to be sedition among men. Okay. Talks about that in the second Esdras. Get me a little ball here. But that dream was so real, man. And then I remember that EMP dream that I had. That was like a few months before that clown dream. Whenever I was just driving, right? There's a frog that just went in there. I was driving, and you know, I was driving, and you know, I was by myself, and I was like on a highway, and all of a sudden my phone stopped, my car just stopped driving. You know, all the lights went out around me. You know, and everything got really dark, and then there was this glow that was in the air, you know what I'm saying? It was this big old, I don't know what it was in the air. It looked like some kind of thing exploded, and it was trying to explode or something, man. I don't know, but you know, all these dreams, you know, they say dreams are vanity, you know, so you're not supposed to look too much into them. But some dreams, you know, the Lord will show you. He shows his prophecies to his prophets through some certain dreams sometimes, man, like he did Daniel. You know, Daniel was able to interpret dreams of, you know, different people, you know, and the prophets are able to, you know, interpret dreams and have dreams. We're living in a time whenever it's time to get right with the Lord, man, you know. It's time to get right with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because, hey, there is going to be purge events out here, man. You know, they used to deal on they were trying to shut down the railroads and stuff, you know, the people who bring the produce from state to state, produce, goods, you know, wheat, barley, shutting down the farmers and all types of things. And, you know, if all those types of things happen, man, it's going to be all types of purge out here. People are going to be killing each other. I wish I can go to it right now on here. With 2nd Esdras chapter 15, I think. Let me just get up here so I can get my Bible out real quick. Yeah, because these things are gonna happen, man. And I'll just read one scripture for you. Let me get my Bible out real quick. Put the phone down somewhere. Yeah. Because we can get it. I ain't got to talk about it too much. We can just get it, man. And I think that dream that I had, you know, I keep having dreams of being in like concentration camps and everything, man. Chinese people were running it. It's all on my page. You know, you just have to go back through the pages to the different things that I've done and look for it. But I put my dreams on my channel. Yeah, I was reading this yesterday, 2nd Esdras chapter 9, but I want to go to 2nd Esdras chapter 16. No, it's actually in 2nd Esdras chapter 15. It says, yeah, 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and 16. And it reads, it says, I'll start at verses 12, and it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. Yeah. See, this place is mourning right now, man. And it's being punished by the Lord for the controversy of Zion. Okay? It says, verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting of hail and with the fearful constellation, okay? And as you can see, man, you got people, you know, there's videos of farmers, and these farmers are complaining about how, you know, the prices are rising, you know, inflation is happening. You got all types of things happening. And, you know, if they can't produce any crops, because these months coming up, you know, I seen a video the other day, they said these months coming up is whenever they're harvesting their yield, man, harvesting what they done planted. So if they're not able to sell that, if they're not able to get any profit off of it, their farms are going to go under. And if the farms go under, you know, especially the smaller farms, you know, then ain't nobody going to really be getting no food to the stores. You know, as you can see in the last year, you've seen it, people going crazy whenever over toilet paper and things like that. Just think about whenever there's like one loaf of bread left. Just like in, you know, the scriptures say, man, you know, victuals shall be so cheap. That's in the next chapter, actually. 2nd Edge chapter 16. And let me see. Verses 21, it says, behold, victuals shall be so cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. And even then shall evils grow up on the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, man. Yeah, so just because gas prices went down, just because you got some meat and everything right now, and all these things, you're going to think yourself to be in a good case. But that's not the real case. You know, just like the scriptures also say, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh, man. So the government is trying to water you down and make you think that everything's going to be okay and everything's all cool. But on the other hand, the Lord is telling you through his signs and through his many things that he's doing in this world that things aren't okay. Things aren't okay. Things aren't cool, man. Things aren't okay. And the brothers have been having dreams, you know. Brothers been having different dreams and things. Like I said, you know, I had this dream about those clowns. They were standing on top of those 18-wheelers. They were standing on there, and they were about business, man. You know, they were about business, man. So this is 2nd Edge chapter 15 again, and this is I'll start at verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hand. Okay, that's what's about to happen, man. Right here in America, a civil war. You know, you got militias out there right now. You got militias. See, you got militias that are out there in the woods right now. You know, training to come against the government, training to come against you. I mean, there was an article the other day. This army soldier got kicked out of the army because they found out he only joined the army to learn how to kill black people, man. So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans that's out here in the world, and you stunting on everybody with your J's or your new car, and you women that are out here just having babies just to get a tax check and some more money and all these things that are happening, man, and you on Section 8 for the last 20, 30 years of your life, and I don't need a man type of attitude. These people that are in the woods training, they're going to be them ones in those clown suits in the purge happen, man. You know, in Chicago, they got plenty of evidence of so-called white people dressing up in blackface, going and robbing people, going and shooting up GDs and or vice lords, and then they think that it's the other gang, and then it'll start a gang war and all these things. You got plenty of evidence of these things happening in Chicago, man. Why do you think that's the first place they talking about? We're going to let these people purge, pretty much. We're not going to be able to hold them in jail because there's no cash bonds and all these things. And, you know, so they're going to be able to get away with aggravated assault and kidnapping and intimidation of a political whatever, somebody that's like in politics or whatever, you know, 2nd-degree murder, you know, things like that. People are going to be able to get away with it now, man. You know what I'm saying? So people are going to be in the streets purging. It's a big setup so that they can bring in that martial law, man. So they can bring in martial law in Chicago, so they can lock everybody down, so that they can put those microchips in them, man. So they can bring in their CBDC. It's going to start in Chicago, then it's going to go to Colorado, California, LA, whatever, different places, man, wherever it needs to go. You know, they do it in these big cities first because the small cities are going to be easy to lock down. Okay? They want to get you niggas out the way first, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because they know that you're going to be hard to deal with. Okay? That's why these people are training up in these woods right now, and they're getting ready for Esau, Edom. They're getting ready for these damn devils, man. Then there was an article I seen earlier. They said if they indict Trump, then, you know, it says Trump warns if he gets indicted, then it'll be a time like, it'll be trouble in America like never before seen, or something like that. Yeah, man, hey, Yeah, those people for Trump out there in the woods, man, they ready to come and kill some shit. They ready to come and do a January 6th times 1,000 on your ass, man. Killing all the politicians. They ready to fuck you people up. Forgive my language, man. And people know they ready to fuck you up. They ready to mess you blacks, Latinos, Native Americans up. They can't stand your guts, man. They ready to kill you people, man. But you so-called black people, you walk around the earth like everything's cool and I don't got to worry about nothing. And, you know, my Section 8, the government's going to always save me and all this. I don't need a man shit. Hey, y'all about to be in a real bad case, man. Like I said, I had a dream about them damn clowns, man. Some of my dreams be coming true. You know, my sister died. I had a dream before she died that we was like, you know, we was like on a boat. And I can't believe I just remembered. Yeah, we was on a boat or something, and we were going to this island, right? And up under the boat in the water, I can tell that hey, that's the old school I used to go to. It's like there was a flood in America or something. There was a flood in America or something. Like everything was under the water. Like I remember being in places that I can see that was my old school, or that was Kroger, or this, that, and the other. That was this. And we got into the island, and then there was these bees or something, and we were messing with this tree, and these things came out the tree, and they went into her mouth, and they were trying to chase me around, but I got away from them. And the next few days, the next few weeks after that, she died. You know what I'm saying? And I try to tell my family members about that dream, and they're like, You know, I had a dream about my mother's her husband. I never seen his mother in my life, and I had a dream that his mother was coming to me, talking to me about him, about his health. And this is before we found out he had diabetes. She was talking to me about his health, and then I told my mother and him the dream or whatever, and because I'd figured out, because she said Sheldon in the dream, right? And I told him about it, and he was like, that was my mother. And I ain't never seen this woman in her life. Okay, so she visited me in the dream. So dreams, sometimes they're vanity, but sometimes, you know, through the right people, they're coming to life for real, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen that lady in my life. This is before he found out that he has diabetes. And she was coming to me, telling me to tell him something about his health or something. I forget what she was saying. It had to do with his health. And she was sitting in a chair, you know, and I described her to him. I described her, and I said, I don't know why she was trying to talk about you. And he almost, you know, I know he, you know, I could tell that he was getting, you know how brother, you know, that's his mother, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they couldn't believe that I'd had a dream about his mother, and I ain't never seen her before in my life. So these things are happening, man. Okay, some of these dreams is coming true, and that purge is going to happen. Those people are going to be shooting people up on the highways, man. You know, September 24th is coming up. They said that's going to be a big day. You know, you never know. It could be an EMP attack. Like I said, you know, that other dream, you know, my phone stopped. Everything, my car stopped, and everything just stopped around me, man. And all I can see was a huge light in the sky, man. You know, so these things are happening, man. Let me finish this up, and then I'll get off of here, because I think it's about to stop. I think it stops at 30. But let me turn it back around. I just heard something over there. Maybe it was a gunshot. You know, it's time to be in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It's time to get in the spirit. Time to get right with the Lord, man. It's time to get right with the Lord, man. It's time to get right with the Lord, man. It's time to get right with the Lord, man. You people out there, you so-called blacks, Latinos, especially you niggas out there, man. You think your shit don't stink? You walk around earth playing games, joking around all the time like everything's a fucking joke, man. Hey, them militias in the woods ready to kill you people, and you don't even know, man. It says 2 Esdras chapter 15, verse 16. I'll start at 15 again. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another people with swords in their hands. For verse 16, here it goes. For there should be sedition among men, and invaded one another, they shall not regard their kings. They're not going to regard their presidents or anything. You've seen this happen over the last few months when different countries, they're going in there to their leaders' palaces and swimming in their pools and trying to kill them and shit. You know, there was just an assassination attempt on Putin, I heard. You know, all types of things. You know, see, hey, it's going down out here, man. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another, invading their houses, right? Going inside their houses, going inside of people's houses, you know, for the lack of bread and everything like that. You know, because ain't going to be no food out here, ain't going to be no money. They're trying to bring in that CBDC. You know, the only way they're going to bring it in safely, the way they want to bring it in, because they want to do it fast, because, you know, as Revelations 12:12 says, he knoweth that he have but a short time, man. So they're going to try to lock everybody down, and then they're going to try to bring in they're going to lock everybody down with the EMP blast or something like that, or something's going to happen. And then they're going to try to bring that damn CBDC, or whatever it's called, that central bank digital currency, and you're going to think that you got some money in the bank, and you ain't going to have nothing. You're going to have to get that chip. Everybody going to line up to get that damn chip, man. And then China's going to take over the Americas, because, you know, America ain't going to be able to do it by itself. And China's already doing it. Okay? That's why I had that dream. I was in that concentration camp, and I seen my sister before she died. I seen her. I was like, I'm going to get you out of here. And we was in some kind of China. We was in America, but it was Chinese ran. It was in America, but I can tell we was in the United States, but it was Chinese people running the camp. You know, it's going to be like that movie Red Dawn. They're going to come and visit this place, man. It says, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. It says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay. And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, man. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, the lack of food, and for great tribulation, man. Hey, these things are happening in the earth, man. These things are happening. They're going to continue to happen. And quite frankly, we ready for you people to start suffering, man. We ready for these things to happen, because that means that it's only that much closer for the Lord to come back, man. The Lord is going to come back, you know. Let me turn this around. Shadowy. That means the Lord is coming back, man. And we want these things to happen. We want these things to pick up in the world, man, because, you know, you people are very proud, man. You know, you act like your shit don't stink. You walk around earth looking down on everybody. And it's time for a change, man. It's time for a change. It's time for a great humbling, a great ass whooping. You know, that's the problem with the world. You know, kids killing their parents, and parents killing their kids. Ain't no discipline. Ain't no accountability in these women. Ain't no discipline on these children. They're growing up to be monsters. The scriptures speak about these things, man. You had a video of a 12-year-old. Oh, I just walked through a big ass spider web. But a video of a 12-year-old that his mother took away his iPhone or whatever, and he tore the whole house up, man. You know, that's because, you know, Esau Edom, this damn devil, the damn government enforces laws that you can't whoop your kid's ass no more or whatever, man. You know? But we don't give a fuck about the government, what they got to say about our kids that we raising up in our houses. They call the police if they want. The police going to get fucked up just as well as them. Okay? I always whoop my kid's ass, man. Spare not the rod, man. Okay? The scriptures speak about how, you know, a man to have great joy for his son after he whooped. The son appreciate their family more after getting their ass whooped. And I noticed that within my daughter, you know, my biological daughter. And then the difference is with my other daughter, you know, I didn't whoop her butt as much as I did, you know, my real daughter, because, You know, her mother always, don't be touching her, don't, nah, 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 nah. Every time I want to whoop her ass, I got her a few times. I got her a few good times.